Hello, this is Erin with Servant Hands Massage Therapy, and today just going to be discussing some dysfunctions of the jaw tension, dealing with all that. So the other day I was doing some cutting, making the face masks for this COVID epidemic, and I noticed, when cutting, wanting to clench my jaw a little bit. Now, I used to not be that kind of person. I never ground my teeth until after I was in a car accident, which they say can happen a lot. So back it up, I had braces for 4 years as a kid, and then I was diligent about wearing my retainers when I was in my car accident. I didn't once, when I was in the hospital, think, hey, can somebody bring me my retainers? So everything kind of shifted a little bit, just that side-to-side whiplash kind of jarring everything up. And I really couldn't force the retainer back in. So things kind of slid a little bit, didn't think anything of it. When I started to notice I was grinding my teeth at night, I wake up in the morning and it just hurt to extend my mouth like that, open up my mouth like that, and went to a dentist and they fitted me with a block or a bite, a night guard, which if you're a grinder, that can be a beneficial thing. For me, some people it stops them from grinding. For me, I still ground, but instead of being bumpy tooth on bumpy tooth, making more work for your jaw, you're gliding easier. Also, it's at least protecting your teeth. So if you're a grinder and you can't stop that, I recommend getting a bite guard of some sort just to protect your teeth. But then years later, I ended up getting Invisalign, and that fixed the teeth, that the issue that I had as far as the bite goes. But I also noticed I stopped grinding, and you become very aware of it when you're wearing the Invisalign, because the trays are pretty thin, the ones that adjust your teeth. And so if you grind, it scuffs it, and you feel like it feels like a flag flopping around in there. And I ground for maybe the second and through fourth sets of trays, and then I stopped grinding. So for me, just getting my teeth in place was really all I needed to stop that. Also, if you're a grinder, a lot of times that can be because you're deficient in magnesium, and a great way to get the magnesium right to where you need it is to get it in a spray form. You can also get it in lotion, and so you just squirt it right into your hand, and especially before going to bed, just kind of rub it in there. It's salt water is what it is. So if it dries out your skin real bad, putting some lotion on over afterwards shouldn't interfere with the absorption, but it should help with the grinding. Also making sure you're getting enough magnesium in your system on a daily basis. So as far as dealing with the clenching, one of the best things that stuck with me when I was dealing with the dentist back in the day about the grinding and the clenching, a good habit to get into when you're just relaxed, when you're not doing anything, if you rest your tongue on the back of your top front teeth. Nothing noticeable, I'm doing it now, but it's enough that if I were to clench, I bite the tip of my tongue and it doesn't feel good. And it also kind of keeps you more mindful about leaving your jaw just a little bit slack open. Another way, with these muscles getting real tight, another way you can kind of work on those yourself is kind of closing your jaw, getting your knuckles right in there, and you're just slowly opening it up. It's just stretching those muscles out. And if you've ever heard of the term TMD, or temporal mandibular joint disorder, it's this joint in here. It's your jaw. Now, your jaw is a very flimsy joint. It kind of does this bit. This is its movement. And in there you have this pumpkin seed shaped piece of cartilage that keeps everything happy. Now, typically, if we're a grinder, we favor a side. I mean, when I'm working on people massaging their jaw, you could tell what side they favor, even chewing, because the muscles tend to be more developed on that side. So it can kind of pull things out of place just enough that pumpkin seed can slide in and out of its home. So if ever you're eating, especially for me, it was biting down and you hear the pop, pop, it doesn't hurt, but it's that pumpkin seed sliding in and out of there. If you ignore it, then it can wear down and you're bone on bone and you're having some pretty serious issues. So don't let it pop. If it's currently popping, you may have been clenching your sleep, whatever, and it got it kind of ticked off. Taking the flats of your knuckles and pushing it up against that jaw, you can make the popping stop. Just kind of go ahead and finish your meal like that. If you're in public, it may look weird, but it's going to save your jaw. So keeping some magnesium on there before you go to bed, getting a bite guard, and kind of working on these muscles You can definitely, talking to your dentist, they can usually tell if you're a grinder, especially because, your teeth start getting flat just from grinding it. So addressing all of the above is going to save the life of your jaw, maybe even save the life of your teeth. You start, with mine, I have, I think, what they call occlusions. Down by the roots, they're kind of darker, but basically the way I had it explained to me is if you clench and then grind, your tooth down at the base is designed to give a little, and you end up kind of bruising it from the inside out, which can make it more susceptible to falling out later when you get older. So as far as being mindful when you're doing something, not to clench, keep your tongue on the back of your roof of your mouth, and kind of doing all those things that I mentioned can prevent you from having the TMD that becomes a bigger issue and sometimes can require even up to surgery effects. So I hope this helps you out. Have a nice day.